What's up? I'm Dom Cena, and it is Rumor and Innuendo. It's a Friday, and it is Boomer and Innuendo, and it's the Treehouse show of horror. And I'm here with Mr. Robert Karkalis.
Yeah, I'm
Robert,
here.
happy Friday. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween. The closest you're getting is I put these sunglasses on because they were sitting on this little table here, and it almost looks like I'm dressed in some capacity for Halloween. Yeah.
You
Oh, I
look
see
like
you got a whole thing. By the way, Boomer and Innuendo makes us sound even older than we are.
I realized that too when I
Um,
made the pun.
yes. I don't know what Carcastles is.
Carcass,
You,
like carcassless.
you should have had like a dash or something there.
The Simpsons font didn't allow that.
I like it. And
Thanks.
Doom D'Angelo is what I say every time I send audio your
Hmm.
way and hoping that it's going to get posted. But let's say hi to the fine folks joining us here live around the world on this beautiful Halloween. E says, "Was
Yes,
up tomorrow? Marcus retains the IWC High Stakes Championship."
that's a fact, Jack. It's gonna
Sure.
happen.
Alt Jake says, "My favorite one ever is Willie as Freddy Krueger." That has one of my favorite non sequitur Simpsons lines possibly ever, which is, "I don't like the idea of Millhouse having two spaghetti meals in 1 week." I don't know why. And don't touch Willie. Good advice. Jeff Henninger says, "Happy Halloween, R&I. I'm dressed as an employee trying to watch R&I during lunch."
Ooh, creative.
I get it. Look, I'm dressed as an employee trying to record R&I during my lunch break.
I'm dressed as a
And
non-employee trying to say goodbye to everybody because it's my farewell tour.
you're leaving the show? Way to tell me.
No, I'm John
Uh,
Cena. John
oh,
Cena.
oh, okay. Dre Owens says, "Happy Halloween, R&I. With that WrestleMania promo, do we think Cody is the next Heyman guy?" No.
Would that be a good move though?
No, because you don't, with him, you don't need it.
Hmm.
Because if Cody were to turn heel, he can tell that story entirely on his own. Paul Heyman is great as a mouthpiece.
Hmm.
Obviously, yes, when he was with CM Punk, Punk can talk on his own. You don't need Paul Heyman to do that. Um, I just think that it's you don't really. I don't think you need it for the Cody situation because if Cody were to turn heel, the crowd's going to take that journey with just Cody.
True. True. Hmm. Yeah, that's a good
Steve
point.
Chambers says, "What's up, guys? Happy Halloween. Wrestling Old Head, happy Halloween, R&I." And Wrestling Old Head says, "My husband is on a murderous rampage over," which, of course, is glad that's over. Um, but
That's great. Yeah.
yes. And Willie Thorpe
Uh,
says, "Where is Dom? I can't see him." And I had to double check to make sure it was a John Cena reference and not a Dom accidentally pushed a button to make his camera disappear.
oh no.
But we've got a lot to cover here, and we've only got 27 minutes to do it because at 12:31 I turn into a bat.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Count Robert.
One. Oh, sorry, I thought we were counting.
We can.
We can what you can count on is SmackDown tonight.
Hmm.
A lot of exciting stuff going on there. I'm saying without actually having read anything teed up for SmackDown, but it is the go home show for Saturday night's main event, and the path to Saturday night's main event has been very scary for the WWE, losing both Seth Rollins and Jacob Fatu to various injuries. But I would venture to guess, Dom, tonight is their last chance, last bite of the candied apple uh,
Yes.
for Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes.
Right. We're going to have Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre both make appearances. They are listed for the show, obviously, so they'll be on there. What would you? What's the best way to kind of hype this further? Anything? Just keep it simple, or would you do something really intense to get the fans engaged?
I think it's simple and straightforward. I think they did a nice job of it last week, where they were talking about the shift in the behavior of Cody. That Cody was being more deceptive, that he was engaging in sort of underhanded heel tactics, and you damn people still cheer him, but that Drew had nothing to do with what happened to Jacob Fatu, and if it wasn't Cody, it was probably Jimmy Uso.
Hmm. Hmm.
So this probably just going to be the kind of final showdown because in all reality, we'll get to previews in a minute. This is the last time you can really do Drew and Cody as a world title match for the foreseeable future before you really start to strain credibility.
Right. Yeah. It's all really dependent on which way they're gonna go. I always say, and I like I'm sure you feel too. We always want more for Drew and stuff. So I'm curious how they're gonna, what his trajectory is gonna be as they lead into Survivor Series and Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. So I hope they have some good things planned for him. We got Carmelo Hayes taking on Kit Wilson. Robert.
I like the way that they're utilizing Kip Wilson with his partner obviously on the shelf. You're able to put this guy on TV. He's embracing this war against toxic masculinity, which is what it is. But you create it. When you create certain characters, you can plug them in to advance other storylines. It's kind of what we did years ago with like Simon Dean. The
Right.
gimmick, the shtick. You can just put him into different scenarios, and this guy here was used to further the Damian Priest stuff, and now he's being used with Carmelo Hayes. We're firmly establishing that Carmelo is the babyface here. It gives Miz the chance to interfere in some form, fashion, or capacity, and maybe when Pretty Deadly is back at full strength, we get them and Miz in what'll be a spectacular entrance.
Oh, pretty awesome is what you're saying. We have Alexa Bliss taking on Nia Jax as well in a singles action, Robert.
Nia was actually pretty good in her segment last week with
Sure,
Charlotte and
yeah.
Alexa. This idea of she's calling out, you can't trust these people. Charlotte's going to turn on Alexa, or Alexa's going to turn on Charlotte, and this has happened to Nia before. I don't know. I mean, the match will be what it'll be. I don't expect anything great from it. It's going to be Indiana Jones running away from the boulder for most of that match,
That's a
and
fun story to tell, though. Like it's like you know, David versus Goliath kind of aspect. So I like it. You could do something kind of fun with it. I think. We'll have Jade Cargill. She's speaking to Robert tonight. What do you want her to say?
that she's finally cast in the right role. Well, Jade Cargill is naturally a heel,
Hmm.
so as a character, as a person, I'm sure she's lovely. Um, she's not someone that the audience really wants to cheer. She's somebody that the audience wants to be able to boo. She can go out there and give that "I'm better than you" sort of promo. This is her chance to do the why I did it. We kind of know why she did it. She's got that cool looking scar. Again, it's just setting up the table for Saturday night's main event.
Sure. We'll touch that here in a
Wrestling Old
second.
Head says, "I'm somewhere where I don't know where I am. It may be. Do you see towels? If you see towels, you may be in the linen closet.
Is that a
You don't
Simpsons
want you
reference?
don't want to play this game, Wrestling Old Head. This could be the rest of this is
My
literally just
goodness.
Simpsons references from Treehouse of Horrors.
Man, it was great back in the day. It really was.
Yes, it
Um,
was.
well, Saturday night's main event. Will it be great this
Is
weekend?
that all they got for SmackDown?
That's all they have listed, man. That's it.
Well, we know that there's probably going to be an Ilya Dragunov open challenge. I would venture
Sure.
to guess. Um, the nice thing is that there's enough interconnected stories that'll probably be, if I had to venture to guess, a video package from Aleister Black and Zelina Vega talking about Damian Priest, something spooky,
Yeah.
snakes, what have you. They've been teeing up this MFTs versus the world. So obviously last week they messed with Ray Phoenix and Nakamura. They're also engaged in something with the Wyatts, and it's Halloween, so we may get some spooky ass Wyatt related nonsense.
Yeah. Hey, could Ilya Dragunov's opponent be the Boogeyman?
No,
No. Hmm.
no, that would just be scary for ratings and safety. You just brought the dude back.
Come on. Where
Steve
we
Chambers says be perfect for Oba to debut in the main roster wrestling Dragunov in an open challenge. My hesitation with Obafemi debuting in that capacity is number one, you don't want to beat Dragunov this quickly, and
Sure.
then you don't want to beat Obafemi this quickly. And if
Mhm.
Obafemi is on SmackDown, he's kind of eating Jacob Fatu's lunch a little bit. You have a big, brooding, brute monster who's tearing through the roster. You don't necessarily have that same equivalency on Raw. You put Obafemi on Raw and you get him in there with Rusev and you get him in there with Sheamus. Those are really fun matches.
Yes. Yeah, I'm more for him going to Raw than anything else.
And Obafemi chasing Dom is quite fun. But
Oh, that'd
that
be good.
depends if Dom retains. But we have to preview Saturday night's main event, Dom. So
That's
we'll
right.
see if your non-union Mexican equivalent gets to retain.
Let's see what happens. It is Saturday night's main event. It will be hailing from Salt Lake City, Utah, and
Boy, what a wrestling town that is.
big time, big
All
time.
the great matches in Salt Lake City. We all remember when Steve Austin drove a water truck into the arena. Milk was still a little controversial for that back then, and we may hear some real foul language in this show, like "dang" and "gosh darn it."
Gee whiz.
Whoa, Dom, come on, man.
Sorry.
We got sponsors. We can't be using that kind of foul language. But if you want your lady to be using some foul language, let's talk about Blue Chew. I
Boom.
love that now with the reflection, you can see that I'm reading the copy on the glasses. Guys, whether it's Halloween or otherwise, you're entering the room dick first. Blue Chew isn't just a tablet, it's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, and longer lasting, like someone gave your downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. Give her a trick and a treat this Halloween. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. As always, get your first month of Blue Chew free. Just use promo code RUMOR at checkout, pay $5 shipping. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this Boomer and Innuendo episode of Rumor and Innuendo.
Yes, Treehouse show of horror. All right, Robert. It's Saturday's main event. And we will have CM Punk versus Jey Uso for the now vacant World Heavyweight Championship.
You got to build, dude. You got to start with the lesser matches and get to the only match that actually matters. Begging. I'm friggin' begging.
Let's challenge ourselves today, Robert. It's a Friday. Let's make it happen. What do you think about this match?
Well, there's one of three outcomes.
Okay.
Either Jey Uso is winning the world title, CM Punk is winning the world title, or Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed show up, destroy everybody. The title is held in abeyance, and there must be some sort of specially gimmick match to determine who the world champion is. It's unfortunate for the WWE that they announced Survivor Series as a War Games match, because Survivor Series was the first place that they had the Elimination Chamber. And it really feels like they are keenly positioned for an Elimination Chamber match.
Wow, that's a great point, man. So, what's your prediction, though? Do you think they're going to go that route, or are they going to straight up have Jey or Punk win the title on Saturday?
Sorry?
What's your prediction then? Do you think it's going to be Jey and Punk winning the title straight up, or do you think there will be some tomfoolery?
I would venture to guess that there's probably going to be a definitive winner. I think that they need a path forward to start building. And Survivor Series is going to probably be a War Games match, so you can kind of maneuver from this to something else. But either Jey Uso is going to win, probably not clean. Either it's Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed try to interfere, and they kind of wind up like Harry and Lloyd, like Home Alone, and something gets runs afoul, and Jey Uso wins. What probably makes a little bit more sense is the possibility that LA Knight comes out there to try to intervene, and his intervening costs Punk the match, and now you've got Punk and LA Knight off doing their own thing, and Jey Uso can act like he won this thing on his own and continue that somewhat heel turn. If Jey Uso wins, we know that Roman Reigns is out there lurking, coming for him for that title. We also know that Gunther is teed up to be returning, and Gunther's the guy who's taken this title off of him. Each one is on it 1-1, so there's the possibility for a rubber match there. If Punk wins, it's fine. It's kind of an unspectacular win, because then you immediately kind of have to go to CM Punk versus Braun Breaker.
Yeah. I think though I'm predicting Punk's going to win, just because you need to get some momentum going here as you lead into Survivor Series and WrestleMania season ultimately. And I think if you put it on Jey, you're kind of going to get the same thing that you got last time, where, even just from a visual aspect of it all. So I think, it's unfortunate Seth got hurt and you're maybe telling a story there, but ultimately put the title on Punk so it feels like a big deal. So that's my prediction. We got Cody Rhodes. We got Drew McIntyre. And they got the WWE Championship on the line for this one. Robert, any chance Drew McIntyre wins this?
Is there a chance? Sure. Is it going to happen? No. I think because you're getting a new champion for the world heavyweight title, there's no reason to take the title off of Cody. It's
Hmm.
pretty early into this run. Um, the question is sort of how, because if Cody just beats Drew, where does Drew go from here? If this ends because of some sort of chicanery or outside nonsense, maybe we're moving towards what's going to happen at War Games. Maybe the MFTs show up and they all attack Cody. Maybe they tee up something on SmackDown tonight that's going to help telegraph it. Maybe this is where Randy Orton returns and reveals that he attacked Jacob Fatu and he did it for The Rock.
Ooh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'm with you though. I think Cody retains, obviously. So that's my prediction as well. Um, Tiffany Stratton, she's defending her WWE Women's Championship against Jade Cargill, the freshly turned Jade Cargill. Do you put the title on Jade on Saturday, Robert?
I think this is a match where you can get away with a non-finish. I think you can do a double countout, you can do DQ, you can do something where Jade is a nefarious heel and stays a nefarious heel, and you set up a rematch at Survivor Series. So there'll probably be a men's War Games match. There'll probably be a women's War Games match. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill with some sort of stipulation feels like a strong enough singles match for Survivor Series.
Absolutely, yeah. And you want to keep both these women strong, especially Jade after this heel turn. So I can't imagine her taking a loss, even if there's like some uh, tomfoolery outside of the ring or whatever. But yes, I think I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one too. And finally, Robert, it's Dominic Mysterio versus Penta versus Rusev for that Intercontinental Championship.
There's no reason to take the title off of Dom. A triple threat match means that there's no disqualification, so you can absolutely have Los Grande Americanos interfere in some capacity to go after these guys. Um, there's a lot of other options for Dom going forward, and there's been some rumors about him taking on your doppelganger John Cena. Easy for me
Hey,
to say. You still have AJ Styles, who's been pushing for a match with Dominic Mysterio. There's a lot of other situation. The Judgment Day could potentially turn on Dom and come after him for it. So there's no reason to take the title off of him right now. You can continue to have Rusev and Penta chase. You can then set up Rusev and Penta as unlikely allies going after Los Grande Americanos.
and they teased that a little bit too on Raw, and I like that aspect. I said on the Tuesday show after Raw that I would be all for like a Rusev babyface turn because he's just kind of he's stale almost, you know.
He is kind of stale. He is just kind of almost just sort of there. So
Hmm.
we will see. We'll have some better understandings. Look, this is a fairly consequential Saturday night's main event. I think that's something that I'm pretty excited about.
Right.
That there really is some teeth behind this show, and we don't know what's going to happen with Survivor Series. We felt like we knew, at least on the men's side, that we were going to be getting some version of like the Vision versus United babyface front. With Seth
Mm.
off TV, that's not the case. So they had to come up with something on the women's side. It feels like something with Rhea and Io and now Charlotte and Alexa and a player to be named later going after the Kabuki Warriors and some other folks.
Yeah, to double back on Raw too, I meant to bring this up was the situation with Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. Nothing happened.
Right.
Uh, so what do you think's the next step for these two? Because I was surprised that there was no kind of at least a hook to get people kind of intrigued about what's next for Bailey and Lyra at the end of Raw.
What's the theme of this week of Hook not being compelling? No, I think you'll get that Bailey turn. They'll
Hmm.
save it for a promo segment. It'll be an interview where Bailey slowly starts to turn and morph, and it's the end of Chinatown, where it's
Okay,
my sister, my mother, that whole thing.
gotcha,
But
gotcha.
you could, and by the way, that's a situation where you could slide Lyra in as the fifth on the babyface side, Bailey is the fifth on the heel side, and kind of go from there. But it's nice that they have options. They have places to pivot. Naya dealing with Alexa means you could put Naya in War Games. I really just said this out loud. Julia doesn't seem to have anything going on at the moment. You can utilize her. Stephanie Vaquer is trying to get the blood sucking vampire that is Nikki Bella away from her as she Chris Jericho's herself and just sucks the lifeblood out of her. Um, but we not sucking the lifeblood out of anything, man. We will be back on Monday
Right.
after we have loaded up on tons of candy. What's the candy of choice that you're hoping to snag tonight, Don, when you're out trick or treating?
Couple Reese pumpkins. Couple.
All right, that's not a bad choice. I'm a
About
big
yours?
100 grand guy.
Ooh.
Love the 100 grand. A lot of
You know,
options.
I still like Butterfinger. Butterfinger's my number one though. I'm gonna
Butterfinger was the best. They changed the formula. It ain't the same, but
say.
we'll be the same. We'll be here without costumes on Monday, as we are every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern on a plethora of platforms, including the WWE Creative _ish X account, the at Dominic D'Angelo X account, the at SE Scoops X account, and on YouTube on Rumor and Innuendo ad-free shows and podcast heat. So on behalf of a co-host that sadly I can still see, Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpolis. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
Be sure to show your hustle, loyalty, and respect to all those people trick or treating tonight.